We live. Thank you for watching. We back. It's Elaborate. I'm your host, Mac. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, all that type of stuff. Today we talking investments. We talking life. We talking youth. Hopefully I get y'all some gems. You know what I'm saying? He give us the secrets. Flat out. He's an investor, an advocate for youth. He won the Constructing Forum Award in 2023. Flat out. He did a TED Talk St. Louis, May of 23. You need to go check that out. I got Michael Woods in the building.
Elaborate.
What's going on, man?
What it do, man? How you doing?
Blessed, bro. Happy to be
Straight
here.
up. I'm glad I could get you, man. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
Flat out. My man, he been moving different. Flat out.
Cooking, man.
Cooking. When we start, tell the people what you got going on. If you got some events coming up.
For sure. Absolutely. I got an event actually on the 22nd at 809 Burger. Super dope spot downtown St. Louis, black-owned business. Super excited to support them because they've been putting in work for a long time. Quality of the food is amazing. The actual atmosphere of the place is super dope. So if you can come out 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, just networking and supporting this dope black business. 809 Burger.
809 Burger. I ain't never been to 809 Burger.
Man, it's so fire, bro.
How long they been open?
At least 4 or 5 years, I want to say. I think they moved to that downtown location maybe a year or so ago.
Okay.
But it's been open for a while, and the food is insane.
Straight up. Tell the people where to find you at. I do this because, people got short attention span, so.
No, for sure. You can find me anywhere, man. Mike Woods on Instagram. Mike Woods 50, I believe. Dream Builders for Equity, that's the company that I run and founded with my bro, Neil Richardson. Dream Builders for Equity on any of the social media sites, for sure.
For sure. Let me say this. The Lou acting the fool already. Y'all know it's March 314 Day is approaching. And hey, I seen the girl throwing St. Louis jackets on the floor. You better come buy one. You know what I'm saying? True wag out here with the dance tutorials. Wifey said, oh, they starting already.
It's coming.
We don't play. Mike, what's where you grow up at?
Man, grew up Moline Acres, man. Shout out to all my Riverview
Okay.
cats, man.
Straight
Definitely, that's what raised me. Moline, Riverview means a lot to me. Moved to Walnut Park when I was 15. Robin, 1500 block of Robin. Definitely helped mold me to who I am. And then spent about 10, 15 years in Hyde Park. So a bunch of North County, North City, that's definitely core to me for sure.
Growing up was Moline different back then? I heard some people say Moline was totally different, in the early 90s. And I'd be like, I don't know.
So what different did you hear about in the 90s? Because I was there
I heard
my whole little thing until 15. So when I was born till 15, I lived on Berwyn. So right next door to my house was a big blood set. So they was known to be kind of crazy. I had a big cousin named Boo that, still locked up, lived a very different life.
Damn.
But that was a big blood strip right there, the Berwyn. But I can't say if it's different because I don't really know what the activity is right now currently. I know
now it's probably different. I know early 2000s it was going crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was going crazy. They were cemented.
No, for sure.
In the crime wave.
For sure.
And I heard it wasn't like that back in the day. So much. I heard it was always keep your composure.
For sure.
But it wasn't crazy like it was in the early 2000s.
I would say the 80s for sure. So my mother and father, they purchased that house in the 80s, and I think they was the only black couple there. You know what I mean?
What?
But the 90s was just crazy, period, I think. You know what I mean? When the 90s hit, everything got a little bit different. But nah, my whole time I was in Riverview, it was definitely active. It was great though. Them my brothers, like the Moline family, everybody in Moline got nothing but love for them. I had nothing but great experiences for sure.
Straight up. And then you said Robin.
Robin, yeah, 1500, 5022, Robin. That was different.
You grew up with siblings? You the only child?
I am the youngest. I'm the baby boy by like
you
10,
spoiled.
15 years.
You spoiled.
Oh man, I live a good life, man. I'm blessed, bro.
You spoiled. The youngest
Absolutely.
be spoiled, man.
Absolutely.
Ooh, I know they was hating on you, boy.
Look, man, you know what's crazy? I take the title spoiled because I definitely had, my father's amazing, my mother's amazing. I got 2 big sisters and a big brother. And yeah, everybody looked out. I had them big sisters. Ain't nothing like having big sisters.
Yeah.
They gon' put you in Polo Tommy every day, give you earrings and all of that type of stuff. So that was an advantage for sure of having them be able to look out for me. Walnut Park was crazy, just insane. All of the elements that's in that area, and then my family, like grandparents, big cousins, all of them grew up in that area. So that was definitely interesting. I had to do a lot of adapting to be able to survive. But yeah, I think I also had a little bit of privilege in that space too, because I went to Luther North. So I was at Riverview Gardens all the way up until my junior year in high school. Transferred to Luther North when I got to Walnut Park.
Right.
So it was a little bit that gave me a little bit of privilege of being able to do some tough stuff in the neighborhood, but then go out to that private school environment and kind of be safe a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right. You went to Lutheran North. Lutheran North wasn't D-Sig, was it?
Nah, Luther North wasn't DC. It was private.
Yeah.
So you had to pay money or you
So
had to
moms
get a
and pops
scholarship.
was sacrificing.
Absolutely, Moms,
Spoiled.
Pops,
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. Everybody else had to get
man,
public
target,
education,
man.
dog. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and the spoiled don't stop too. Like I think
He said it don't
it
stop.
don't stop. So what I mean by that is I think it's actually a benefit in business. So like
Oh, yeah.
when you grow up getting what you want, you don't take no's when you
Yeah.
get older. So
Yeah.
now when
You don't
people
take no
tell
shorts.
me, no, if you tell me I can't
Yeah.
do it, I'm still gonna do it. We finna figure out a way around this to make this happen. And I think you see that in the way that I move around business wise. People tell me no every single day. I look them in the face and be like, we'll see. You know what I mean? And I think that comes from that mindset of like, I wasn't never not getting what I want, and I don't plan on not getting what I want now.
You know what? I never thought about that. Psychologically, it make a lot of sense. Because if Pops ain't going to give it to me, I'm going to ask Bird. If Bird don't give it to me, then I got Big Sis. If Big Sis don't give it to me, then I got Big Sis number 2.
Facts.
And then,
Facts.
between them four, somebody gonna
You
mess
know what I
with
mean?
me the long way.
Exactly, and it starts to build that resiliency. It builds that it's more than one way to skin a cat. It makes you find that way to get the thing that you want. And for me, like if I can't get it going through the door, I'm gonna get it going from the back. Like I'm not gonna stop until I get the thing. And I think even Albert Einstein said like he's not the smartest person in the world, but he spends the most time with the problem. So
Wow.
like whenever it's a situation, I'm just gonna do whatever I gotta do to get to the thing that I need. And I'll just spend a lot of time with their problem until I figure that out.
Yeah, a certain sense of circumvention. I think youngest children have that, and only children have to have that also.
Facts.
Straight up, especially if they grew up with a big family. Like,
For sure.
we navigate through the plugs and the people who
Only child?
cut under the lines. Now, I got an older brother.
Okay.
Yeah, I was spoiled, but I had to work for my spoiled.
Okay.
It was like if you do what I say,
Okay.
I give
Facts.
you what you want.
That's real too.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Real too. That's the best way. That's
like,
the best
yeah,
way. For
like
sure.
I had a partner in high school.
Yeah. Okay.
She got me the whip.
Yeah.
But you got to pay
you
for
still
it.
gotta pay for it.
Yeah.
For sure. I
Why not?
respect
Shout out to Burger King one time. You know what I'm saying?
that. No, you can't go
I'm
wrong.
holding it down for a player. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so after high school, what Mike do?
Man, after high school, what Mike do, man? Mike got in trouble in high school and got expelled, had to move to Chicago. Because of that, it forced me to like make some changes in my life and try to figure out things, how to be the better version of myself. So I started writing. So I started like genuinely jotting down all my experiences. I was actually going to a church called Church on the Rock out in far out in O'Fallon, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to have these dope songs. Like every time they would do songs, I would just be listening like, yo, they cold. Whoever penning these songs is nice.
They was originals?
I felt like that was original. I ain't never heard him.
It might have been some
You know
Kirk.
what I mean?
It might have been some Kirk. You know what I'm saying? I ain't
If it
gonna
was
hate
Kirk,
on.
I would have known Kirk.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Kirk that dude. Kirk cold
Okay.
with it. You know what I mean? But nah, it was this was different. I could tell somebody was penning these.
Okay.
And
I had the ghostwriters. Shout out to the ghostwriters
shout
in
out
church,
to the
man.
ghostwriters, man.
Straight up. You said they was hidden.
It was hidden. So I go back to the crib and try to like mimic it, like write something similar or write something better. And I was rocking with my stuff, but I can't sing. I don't know nobody that sing. And I don't waste time or energy. So I had all of these written words, but I didn't have a way to use them. And I was just like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna publish a book. Like I'm gonna turn these into poems and publish a book. And from there, I ended up publishing like 4 books. So I was taking all of these, you know, songs I was writing to God, then started to write about my life in general and putting them on paper. But all of that came from like having weird experiences coming up, like. Again, like the high school thing, getting expelled.
What happened?
It was selling drugs. So I got expelled for selling drugs, and it was a crazy scenario because I'm at Luther North. I got straight A's.
Boy, you youngest children, boy.
Look, man, I wasn't.
Niggas different, dog.
I don't be playing, bro.
It be the youngest children, boy. It be the youngest children, the only children that be out here acting bad, boy.
Look. But this is the thing. I was acting bad, but I was doing everything right. You know what I mean? It's like I had straight A's. I'm at a private school. I'm on the state championship team, the point guard, all conference, voted most popular. Any accolades you could think of at that time, it was happening. And living a great life, but also doing dumb stuff. So that hustling and trying to keep up with that because of the neighborhood, because of that environment. That was something that, you know, enticed me, and I wanted to be the best at that too. So eventually they come to me. Crazy part about it is the principal come to me the day after we win state, bro. We win state in basketball.
Oh, so you was hooping?
I was nice, man. Point guard.
You still hoop today?
No way, bro.
Because I got a schedule to whoop somebody ass, and you know what I'm saying? You can.
Okay.
I was going to let you know, if you wanted to do it one-on-one.
Nah,
you know, I was city all-star.
Okay. You like what's position?
Power forward.
Okay, let's go.
Shout out to my nigga Greg Curl. He was the center.
Okay.
02.
Okay.
Yeah, I came out 02.
I might have got you buckets if you were around that time.
First of all, I think I only played a couple of years. We was losing bad, and then I had to go to basketball practice in the snow. And I had to walk, and I was like, you know what? I ain't going to the NBA, so
that was enough.
I might as well let this go now. But that's what's up.
No, I think
and you was at Lutheran North too, so yeah. So who was on your team?
Man, it was R.P. Rico Martin, Cole, legend. Rolandus Willing, my little bro, Cole, Matt Thurman, Cole.
I remember hearing Matt's name.
Jeff Leslie, Cole, Lutalo Webb, Cole, Borders, Bonte. We had Beck. Shout out to everybody, man. We had some killers.
Shout out.
Yeah. No, we was nice. We was nice, man. Definitely, it was similar to like the Pistons. I don't think people expected us to win state. We was just hungry as hell. And again, I was a point guard. I was a senior, distributing the ball like that's and still how I live my life. Like I like to put people in position to score. That assist thing is, I think that's DNA thing. So I always felt like I was my favorite point guard. Like I think people who play with me probably feel the same way.
Okay, what's different in the private school athletic programs that's different everywhere else? The CBCs and the Lutheran Norths and the SLU high schools, like, why they always up front? What's different?
Personally, what I saw that was different, again, coming from Riverview, so I started on varsity my first 5 games of my life in high school at Riverview Gardens. But coming from there, and Riverview had a stacked, cold team. But coming from Riverview to Luther North, the first thing I recognized, bro, is like everybody at Luther North was going to college, period. Like they already had that mindset. Everybody was focused on academics and trying to do well in school. So when you got those type of human beings,
it was the culture. That
culture is going to create like coachable young people, and they're athletic. These are still black and brown kids for the most part, super athletic, and also with the academic side, super easy to coach, super easy to get to a championship, and that's what it was. Like that was a culture shock for me, bro. Riverview, unaccredited. If you had C's in school, you was considered super smart. So, like, when I got to Luther North and everybody was on point and was trying to get a certain level, a certain grade, that made me have to level up academically for sure.
Culture means a lot, man.
For sure.
Culture means a lot. Like, because it wasn't like that. We was just trying to kick it. We had to be fresh.
Got to be fresh in the youth for sure.
You know what I'm saying? We had to have some 304s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we was outside. What year you came out?
05.
Okay, 05. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you had to move to Chicago. Who you stayed with in Chicago? How that move go?
My oldest sister. I moved out there to Chicago, and then I attended alternative school out there.
Okay.
So that was another crazy culture shock again. But my sister was amazing. Her family was amazing. Her husband, everybody, they welcomed me in. Great environment with them. And then, back and forth trying to figure out the school thing. So graduating that and wanting to get back to St. Louis, that meant everything to me. I didn't want to, I was just looking for any excuse, any way to be able to say, man, how can I get back home? I know my family didn't want me back because hustling, they didn't want me around that same environment.
Right.
But, man, I missed Duluth so bad, bro.
Straight up, man.
So crazy.
So you didn't like Chicago. Chicago is a plug city. Like, Chicago is like a big city. Like, I put Chicago up there with the New Yorks, the Calis, the Floridas.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of business happens in Chicago.
Bro, I was in Chicago today. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I love Chicago now. Literally left Chicago to come here to do this. But when I'm 18 years old and in that mindset, I couldn't even try to enjoy it. I just wanted to get back. Like, I didn't understand what was going on in Chicago. I wanted to get back to St. Louis. Like, think about it, I just won state. I was hustling. I was, like, killing it in school.
Right.
That's all I wanted to do. Like, that was everything. So Chicago I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't ready for that. But I made my way back to the city. And in that, for my mother, for my family, like, I made changes to be the better version of myself. And the first thing I did to help with being the better version of myself was right.
Straight up. Did you just say you came from Chicago to do this?
From Chicago, bro.
Oh, man.
Sure.
I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send you a quick trip gift card.
Hey, look.
You know what I'm saying?
You said it.
I'm gonna do it.
I'll wait on it.
I'm gonna do it. Flat out. My people to tell you I don't play.
But look,
Flat out.
I had to be here though. I've been saying the quality of everything, man. You've been killing it, bro. You make everybody look great on her. Everybody on her been official, so couldn't miss that opportunity.
I appreciate it, man. Listen to the TED Talk. Watch the TED Talk. Y'all should too. It's on YouTube right now. Your father's influence. Let's talk about Pops, man.
My best friend, man.
Straight up.
For sure. Nah, Pops, so the work that I do now is what he did for me, right? So, like, growing up, my dad always owned body shops and used car lots. So since I was 8, I go work with him. Every summer, every weekend, anytime I'm off, I'm like, man, I want to get to the bread. Like, Pops, you got something for me? Pull up to the shop. So I was always working with him. He taught me everything. The way he taught me was always like, he'd give me a big task, like a super hard task. He'd say, yo, I need you to prime this car. Now, mind you, I could be 11 years old, 12 years old. Yeah. I done seen them prime cars, but he ain't gave me no step-by-step how to do it, this, that, and the third.
Right.
He'll tell me, prime the car, I'm about to go such and such, pick up some car parts. I'll be back when I'm back. The car should be prime. So, like, he'll just leave, man, and I'll just do whatever I remember him telling me to do.
No YouTube.
No YouTube.
No YouTube.
Oh, man.
That's very important in this. No YouTube.
Man, it was nuts. So no YouTube, no phone a friend. My dad also had other employees. My uncle also was a big dog at the shop too. So I could nudge him and be like, yo, this look cool or whatever. But he was like, man, do what your dad said, So that was very, very important for me, and it helped. So I would do whatever I remembered him telling me to do, which would be sand the car, tape the car up, and then I'll prime it. and it would always not come out perfect. But because I did the thing when he got back, he was able to like tell me what I did wrong, point me in the right direction, give me the real information that I needed, and I wouldn't have ever built up that confidence to do it unless he like threw me out there and made me do it. Because otherwise, I would have been like, I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do it. He gave me that push to do it, and then he was able to like sit with me and say, yo, okay, you did a really good job. This is what you could have did better. This part, and this part. And then I was able to actually like receive that information a lot better than you just telling me. So,
Right.
And that shows up in the work that I do now. And also just watching him as a man, like never had an employer. He's been working on his own forever. Took care of our family along with my mom. They wasn't together, but my mom, she thorough, always made sure everybody had whatever they need. But my dad did the same thing, and he never had an employer. And he did it for not just our family. He did it for anybody and everybody. You know, my whole basketball team was getting shoes from my pops, you know.
Putting everybody on.
Man, for sure. So seeing him be that man, seeing him really be a leader, seeing him like figure out how to solve problems in real time, that gave me the fuel to do everything I do today.
Okay. Let's talk about Pops and like your introduction to ownership. Like you said, you never worked for nobody. How important is ownership?
Man, I think it's super important because it's not just about the dollar, bro. It's about mindset. So like that ownership mindset makes you and force you to think about things long term. When you own something, you thinking about how it's going to impact your life forever. It also make you have a different level of pride. When you own a crib, you gonna treat it a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like you gonna treat the neighborhood different. You're not gonna want to throw no trash on the floor because you like this gonna affect my value of my house. That ownership mentality really impacts how you move around in life. And then it also, ownership is about accountability. It's about taking agency, like having some control in your life. Like for me, something bad happened to me, I'm not allowing it. Like I'm gonna have some agency over my life. I'm gonna think about the things I can control, and I'm gonna like lean into that and try to work on that and make that the best it can be. That's what ownership means to me. It's that accountability. It's me saying something go wrong, it's on me to fix it and figure it out. But it's also about me understanding that like, man, I got agency. Like I got some control in how these things work out. I just got to put the effort and the energy in to make it happen.
Yeah, like I'm going into full-time ownership. You know what I'm saying? Soon. But you know, I'm partial owner. I own the network.
For sure.
The thing I like about ownership like this, it don't matter like what I say. I'm not gonna say nothing so flagrant to where YouTube got to take me down. Right. But I don't have nobody over my head like, yeah, you can't talk about that. Or somebody that say, yo, you didn't do good numbers on this. We gotta fire you. You can't use this set no more. You can't use the studio no more. I got full control.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But when you go full time, it's even better. Because now, you know, time being the most valuable asset, you can control that on a level that you would never be able to control it working for somebody else.
For sure.
Like, you can grind for a month straight and take a month off.
For sure. Now you got full autonomy to do as you please. You end up working harder. You end up like enjoying it so much that you want to put in more work for it. But it ain't nothing better than being able to set your schedule, set your time, and having freedom, man. Freedom is my number one KPI. Like if I got freedom, I know I'm doing things right. I'm always looking for opportunities for freedom. So that's why this ownership stuff means so much to me. Like I need to be able to move how I feel, think how I feel. But it's a special thing. You got more capacity to think. You got more capacity to come up with that great idea or be innovative or be creative. When your time is already allotted somewhere else for somebody else, it makes it harder to be creative and to come up with real dope ideas and stuff like that. So like it does feel good to have autonomy and have that freedom. I care about that, and I also care about that for everybody that engaged with me. Like we don't in our and the work that I do, like the people that work with me, we partner. So like they still have ownership in the things that they do. They still move around with that same autonomy. We work to a certain goal together to try to like create real impact. But then outside of that goal, we trying to create real impact in our own personal lives so we can continue to grow as individuals.
Yeah, man. The time is like probably the biggest thing.
For sure.
When you got your time is like
everything.
y'all niggas don't know what it's like to have your time. Like I don't even know what it's like to have my time. But when I do, I see people who got it, and I see how they move. It's just different.
It's different.
And then, like I tell my kids, like, hey, these jobs ain't doing nothing but put a cap on your life. You got a cap on you. They're going to tell you can only make this much amount of money because this how many hours I'm going to give you.
For sure.
But when you work for yourself,
now
it ain't no ceiling.
I do want to say this, too, because I know even with Dream Builders, the org I lead, we always encourage young people into entrepreneurship, being their own bosses, like growing into that. But I don't want to skip when I'm communicating that to them, for them to know how important the job thing is. I got into entrepreneurship because I had a job. Like I was able to like leverage that job to like make the money I needed to fund the stuff that I really wanted to do. You know, I used that job to build my credit. I used that job to have check stubs and tax returns. When you're trying to get that house, when you're trying to get that car, when you're trying to make those investments, you have to have those things documented.
Yeah.
And a job is the perfect place for you to be able to create that until you're able to create that in your company and the thing that you're building. But man, I leveraged the hell out of jobs, and it wasn't jobs that I loved or enjoyed. It was jobs that like gave me what I needed, so I can go and do what I really wanted to do. But I always want to make sure that young people at least understand, like, you know, that entrepreneurship is dope, like for sure. Don't skip the process because you can end up hurting yourself in the middle of that if you don't have those things that make you stable. Like for me, I was able to jump into full entrepreneurship because I own my cribs already. Like I was working this full-time job, but I had the crib I was living in, I didn't have a note in it. I didn't have nothing. The car I was driving, I didn't have no note. I didn't have to pay anything. And I didn't have shorties. I don't got shorties. I don't got kids. So I was able to really jump and be confident that all I had to do was be responsible for myself. So I was able to take a lot of risks and to be able to figure it out and work super hard, because you work 10 times harder in that ownership, entrepreneurial space, man. It's like you don't, even though you have complete freedom with your time, you
gotta work.
You gonna work, and you don't have no off time either. It's like you always thinking about it, and it's always your responsibility. The thing too with the ownership is that you are responsible. When you work for somebody, it's like at the end of the night when I go home, man, y'all gotta figure that out. Like I don't know whatever gonna happen if the heat go out in that building that you work in. It's like that's on y'all to figure that out.
Somebody got the wrong product. I ain't gotta answer their email.
That ain't for me. You know what I mean? But when it's yours, everything, every day, always, yeah. And then once you build it, your name on it. So once the right person throws some smut on your name, oh my,
it could go down.
Everything you
so
built,
you got to be on point.
Everything you built, all of that equity you done built with your brand, with your name, and how you've been treating people, because you've been super intentional, because you know how all of that is tied into your work. Yeah, that could be damaged, but that's why you don't sleep the same. That's why you it ain't no off days, because you always are protecting that and realigning yourself to make sure that everything is right for every consumer, every participant.
Yeah, and then you grew up seeing the unnatural. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that you definitely had on your side. Like a lot of people see their parents work 2 and 3 jobs. The thing that I tell them is work your job, but make sure you get something out of the job you work. If you're going to work it, get a core out of it.
That's it.
Flat out.
Yep.
And then I'm trying to diminish the thought of I can find a better job to make more money. That's dead.
I rock
that look that the $2 that they're going to give you is going to be an extra $100 every 2 weeks. It's not really going to move the needle for you.
Facts.
So just work it,
Yep.
figure it out while you're there, invest in what you need to invest in.
Yep. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Work it, work both of them until, you know what I'm saying, you might get 50-60% of income coming from your dream thing. And
Mac,
then
you got this stuff, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your course. Do you on that? You on that? I
just
like that.
jump and go 100
Yep. Facts.
and work your butt off. And just
Facts.
don't look back.
That's it.
Straight
That's it.
up.
That's man. If that's what I'll tell anybody and everybody. Like, man, like take the job and use it for your best. Like, and also appreciate the job too. Try to do a good job. Like, that's gonna show up in how you run your own stuff too. Learn all them backdoor systems that your company is running. Like, get all the information.
Exactly.
Don't leave out of there without knowing all of the things that make that thing work, and then bring that to your stuff. For sure, because you're right. Like, the next job, if you're looking for the next job, it's not gonna change your life. It's still gonna be the same thing. So you should be investing, taking that energy while you're working there to invest in yourself outside of the job. Keep the job, but invest in yourself so you don't need the job, and that is the key.
Yeah, and then it comes to forward thinking, like you was talking about earlier, of you always think ahead when you're on your own, because now you're trying to think about, okay, how can I grow this to where I ain't gotta have no hands in it?
Facts.
Like, I could just be on Hawaii, answer a few emails,
Facts.
and just go back to my mojitos.
Mojito.
you know what I'm saying? Straight up.
You talking?
But Dream Builders for Equity. When did it start? How did it start?
for sure.
What's the details?
Man, 2016. I want to say it might have been 2015 when me and Neil first started talking about it. Neil Richardson is my bro, the other co-founder of Dream Builders for Equity. Man, we were both on fire, bro. Like, Neil was getting promotion after promotion. He was working at U.S. Bank CDC. He was a vice president, whatever. The biggest titles you could think of, Neil just kept like adding them to his repertoire. At that same time, I was deep in that entrepreneurship. So 2015 is when I took my jump. I probably had 4 houses at that time. I had published 4 books at that time. I owned a personal training fitness company.
Wait a minute, you got 4 books?
4 books, bro. 4 books for sure. Working on a
What's the name of the books?
First book I ever wrote is called "I'll Never Kill a Black Man." Second
That's
book,
hard.
Crazy book, bro. That's
I'm
my
intrigued.
baby.
I'm definitely intrigued. Okay.
And then the second book was the Witch's Best Test. That was a children's book. Third book was Voices, and then the fourth book was Dark Matter. Dark Matter is Voices is super crazy too. Let me not skip over Voices.
Okay.
We're working on Voices 2 right now. We got 20 dope people coming together to do Voices 2. But Dark Matter is that was my most recent book. I think that's a masterpiece. It's a book of poems. It's crazy.
Straight up.
For sure.
That's what's up, man. Y'all go check them out, man. I got to put in my orders. Where they at? They on Amazon?
Yeah, so they definitely on Amazon. They on my website too, microwavewoods.com. And then they also at House of Vision, so at our retail store too.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. All right. You can continue. That's big. That 4 books. Damn, I didn't know you
sure.
had 4 books.
Nah, I was in grind mode. So like, I was comfortable. So I had my vehicle, no car note. I had my crib. I got no kids. I don't. No kids. I think I had just started dating Charlie. Shout out to Charlie too.
Shout out to y'all cats that survived no kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. Shout out to the people who had the babies at
sure,
18, like me.
I'm
You know,
jealous of them now. You know. So,
Yeah, I'm about to live my best life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She 23 now, so yeah, we up. I mean, I got a little one, but she ain't a baby.
okay.
We lit
okay,
though.
Okay,
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
lit. Flat
No,
out.
look, I'm watching them play. Everybody, kids is playing basketball and sports, so you know it's a little.
Yeah.
But I still appreciate the freedom and autonomy that I got, and that's how and why I was able to like jump into entrepreneurship without really worrying about anything. I know all I had to do was take care of me.
Exactly.
So, and at that time, I was doing these book signings. Man, I did a book signing in the middle of my hood in Hyde Park, so right on 70 in Salisbury. On a Friday night, I had everybody come out to to the book signing, and it was just beautiful, like seeing so many young Black people showing up to support a book in the middle of the hood. That was like super impressive, and that was also something that Neil was able to see. Me and Hump, shout out to Hump, shout out to Icon.
Hump.
You know, that's the
Shout
brand.
out to Icon. Shout out Kenny Mo.
That's the standard. You already
Kenny
know
Mo,
what
we
it
got to
is.
talk about 104.1. I've been hearing things.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to hit you.
For sure.
But
sure.
yeah.
So Hump, me and Hump had talked for first of all, me and Hump is just brothers. We've been cool for a very long time. But in this time frame, I think I talked to him. I'm like, bro, we need to do a movie. After we said that, 2 days later, if you know Hump, 2 days later, Hump like, bet we finna shoot the movie on Wednesday, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like Wednesday. Like, pull up her, just the address. So we ended up doing a movie, Nightmares, which was super crazy. Had the book signings popping off. Had the personal training business going on. I was just knee deep, full-fledged in this entrepreneurship world. Had rental properties, had investment properties, had the property that I lived in. And I go to Neil house, and I'm like, bro, we blessed. We're accomplishing a lot. Like, what if we was able to give the information that we got to younger people? Like, what if we was able to give them this information right now instead of them having to bump their heads the same way that we did to get to where we were? And Neil was like, for sure. And of course, like, what was natural to me was real estate and books. I'm writing these books, and I'm being able to purchase these houses, and I know that ownership was making me feel great, like knowing that, you know, I can spend $3 a book, sell the book for $20 and make a $17 profit, or I know that, like, I got decent credit so I can go and purchase this house, or I know how to work the auctions, or I know how to go to LRA.
Yeah.
Understanding that it was easy to get possession of properties and publish books, I'm like, we can do this with students, and we can let them see this firsthand. Neil, being at U.S. Bank CDC and having an understanding of community development, he like, man, let's not just do a house. Like, let's do the neighborhood. Like, let's actually think about how we impact the community and the students. So it was beautiful. And then again, Charlie, the girl I was dating at the time, is a mastermind. She's like the philanthropy queen. She had all of the insights to how to do nonprofits, like who you need to talk to, who you should be connected to. So we had that perfect marriage of somebody that knows all of the philanthropy world, somebody that knows the corporate world, and Neil, and then me being amongst the community and really in entrepreneurship.
Yeah. And that's how it started.
Man, that's how I started 2016. I'll give even a little bit more detail. We went and competed at the WashU SEIC competition.
Okay, SDIC, what's that?
Social enterprise innovative competition.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but that feels right.
Let them use you. Let them use you.
Let them use on this.
Okay.
But it was a huge deal, bro. Like, the winner of it get like 150,000.
What?
Something crazy, right?
And this was at the Wide World on page?
This is at Washington
WashU,
University.
okay, WashU, okay.
On like skincare over there.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say shit. YMCA on page.
Oh no, you know WashU. No, not
Yeah,
YMCA. WashU got a different type of bag.
Yeah,
so
they got
that
a different type of bag.
150 ain't nothing to them, right?
Yeah.
But it was huge for all like young businesses, and not even just young businesses, businesses in general, to get into this competition and to see who would win. And we ended up being one of 5 people that won. So, like,
What had to be done to win? What
Man,
did y'all do? What's the competition?
6-month process, bro, or you had to like have all of these meetings, a whole bunch of stuff. You had to create an MVP, minimal viable product. Basically, you had to create like a proof of concept. Just show how your business will work. Like, do it at a very small level and do it really, really, really fast, and prove that it works. And if it works with the money you got in your pocket, then imagine how well it'll work if you had like real funding and real dollars. So we was able to create that proof of concept, that MVP, and they believed in it, and they was like, all right, we'll help fund y'all. We didn't get the 150 that, you know, was advertised. But we, you know what I mean? And I ain't even, you know, I got
we gonna let y'all live.
Yeah, we gonna
let y'all live on that one. You know what I'm saying? But just know, you owe.
Yeah, hey, look,
Straight up.
And the thing that was, beautiful about it is we were smart. We was hustlers. Like that's the difference when you gritty and also spoiled. Like you still gonna get what you want. And we was able to take that title, that WashU winner, that WashU SEIC winner. We knew how much that was worth to like all of these different corporations and brands, and we led with that everywhere. We went to every newspaper, every different media outlet, and we stated that we were that winner of that competition, and it brought so many eyes to what we was doing. It gave us the credibility to then go out and raise millions of dollars. So we always leverage whatever what could be considered a loss, or we was able to leverage those things to then go out and succeed. So that's kind of been our plan forever. It's like do as much as you can when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to like getting your message across and letting people know how you impact lives, and then that will bring the support you need to really be able to scale and grow.
Yeah. So created a full frame business plan
For sure.
from top to bottom.
For sure.
You had to create Excel sheets of profit margins and all of that.
All of that, bro. It was nuts, bro.
That's crazy.
It was a 6-month process for sure.
And got what y'all get, like 97?
Man, we got
95.
Look. It was five. So this was the first year where they didn't just give it to one person. So they gave it to 5 people. Imagine them splitting in that in 5s, but we probably got less than if they split it up in 5s. I don't even want to say the number because I still got WashU still as a partner. They still a partner and a very appreciate. I appreciate them very much.
Okay, okay. Shout out to WashU then. You know what I'm saying? Tread lightly.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
But okay, so what's the next step? What was it? The property?
Yeah. So one of my properties, the property that I bought in the auction, shout out to my pops. My pops is the one that always orchestrated and put these things together.
Shout out to pops.
I was able to, big shout out
Straight
to
up.
Pop. Forever and always, that's my best friend. Thank God I still got him. You know what I mean? Like that's
definitely a blessing.
blessing, man.
Straight up.
But I was able to take that property that I own and donate it to us, our organization, for us to get started. Neil was able to put the money in his pocket to like start with those first parts of the rehab and be able to pay the students. So yeah, that's how it really got out the ground. We took what we had, and we took the money out of our own pockets. We went and picked these kids up every Saturday, Sunday, whatever day, and we made it happen, man, before anybody really seen it or believed it. But because we was doing it and because we was telling the story about it, like because we were being super visible and super vocal, people started galvanizing around it and supporting it and putting real dollars behind it.
Why your own money? The number one rule in the real estate game is do not use your own money.
For sure. Well, you gotta build credibility, right? So once you build credibility, then you can leverage outside dollars. But you're not gonna get outside dollars until people believe in you.
Proof of concept is basically what he's saying. He gotta have proof of concept. So when we put our money up, we build it, they will come.
Facts.
Yeah, straight up. And I feel like a lot of people that's like heavy into real estate and very successful in real estate don't understand that, you know what I'm saying? I might have to put a little bit up, cuz. Like, I ain't gonna put all my money up, but I gotta invest something. Because somebody might be first time and the credit union might only give you this much. And you still need 15, 20 on top of that.
For sure.
You might have to use your own.
People that lend to you or give to you, they want to know you got skin in the game. They want to know that you believe in it. Because if you ain't put no money in it, then they going to think you might not even believe it. You ain't going to risk your own. Exactly. So I think in the beginning, that was us. Like, I think that's what made people really buy into it, is that we was gung-ho and also had that mentality, that spoiled mentality of like, we gonna do this with you or without you. And I think a lot of times people really appreciate that when you're not coming begging and thirsty and hungry, when you come in like super passionate and just with that confidence and knowing that, hey, this is gonna happen. We gonna do this. We gonna figure this out. Like, we got everything we need. Do you want to be a part of this? Now, that's different than being like, can you help me? I always like, yo, you want to be a part of what's about to happen. And I think because of that energy, because of that attitude, we was able to raise a bunch of capital.
Okay, what it's 2025. What's the rough estimate of how many properties you and the
sure.
youth have worked on?
For sure, man. I think we've completed and sold 5 rehabs, but I think we've touched over 37 different projects, maybe more today. And this is free home repairs. I think we completed well over 30 free home repairs for seniors. So that's like
Right.
us putting in new bathrooms, new kitchens, new decks, new wraparound fences.
Yeah.
Us having partnerships with like CDC, so these other community development agencies, and us doing the maintenance and repairs for their projects and their properties, and then the properties that we like also support with like community organizations. So like we put a brand new cafe inside of a bookstore. We did a full remodel of another nonprofit facility. So we've been super active, bro. Like we really done probably invested over $5, $6, $7 million into the real estate game here in St.
Yeah,
Louis.
man. Look, I want to say congratulations on what you built, man.
For sure.
Flat out, like it's not a small feat. I know it's a lot of hard work. I know it's a lot of red tape, yellow tape, black tape, green tape,
Man, it's-
all type of tapes when you're doing stuff. When you're doing stuff like this, straight up, that you can't see.
no.
You can't see him. Like you think, like you know what? We're just gonna get the money. We just gonna do this. We gonna do that, and then we gonna be on. And it's like, well,
That's important too, because if you did see it, like if you knew how hard it was gonna be, you probably wouldn't do it.
that's
Like
a
I
fact.
think the fact that you jump and you just go, and as you go, you like keep fighting through it. That's the reason that you become successful. Because if you sit down and try to plan out every single step for the next 10 years before you start, you will never start. You would just keep figuring out like, hey, this is gonna be harder than I imagined. But when you actually get out there and do the thing, you're in it, and now you're in it, and you're gonna be learning on the fly. And it's way better to learn by experience than to learn by reading a book. And don't get it twisted. I read nonstop. I really love reading, and I advocate for people to read. But it's
Yeah.
nothing more special than real life experiences.
Yeah, man. Okay. A sidebar reading, right? I got some books that I've been trying to listen to.
For sure.
The audiobook game. Some of them just be trash, man. They be having the computer reading to me. I be like, oh my God, it's like the Clear Eyes guy. Like, man, like, sheesh, that's crazy. I gotta find me another site. When I find another site to get my audio books from.
This is my feedback on that. So like I agree. I'm listening when I listen to a book on audio, I'm not I don't need to grasp everything that the book is telling. I'm listening and I'm eating the meat, spitting out the bones.
Okay.
Whatever is connecting, I feel like it's supposed to connect.
You got highlighter mind.
Exactly.
In your mind, you're highlighting
Boom.
the gems.
The gems. And if I miss some, cool. Like I think a lot of people, like if it's not if they listening to it and they not paying full attention to it, they feel like man, they wasting their time or wasting their energy. Nah, bro, that stuff is downloading in you, especially the things that resonate. All it takes is 2 or 3 things to really hit, to change how you think and how you move. I remember I was reading a book called Conversations with God, and in that book, it was like there's only one way to help people. So like if you give them money, that's not helping them. If you buy them a house, that's not helping them. If you give them a hug or whatever, the true help is when you like connect somebody to their purpose, or when you help them figure out what their true purpose is. That's the one thing that don't make the person come back. They like, oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know where to go. So like now that informed me. Again, that's a 3-book thing.
Right.
That one sentence informs how I live now. Now, whenever I'm engaging with students or anybody that I work with, I'm trying to like push them to see what they really good at. I'm telling them like, man, you super dope at asking questions, bro. Like you so cold at questions. Like you need to do a podcast or you need to do a show. Or if I see somebody that could draw real good, I'm like, man, I'm always
Tattoo.
making sure I'm doing my best to point them to purpose. And that's like how you really transform a person's life. That's how you help a person, is when you're helping them identify what is their purpose, and then they can go after that.
Yeah. Hey, the Bible said your gift should make room for you.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
The problem is that the work with the gift. Like, people think that if it's my gift, I should do it, and I should automatically receive something or enough.
For sure.
And it's like,
For sure.
I ain't gonna cap. To realize God don't work like that gonna hurt you.
For sure.
You feel me?
For sure.
And like you said, if you knew what it took to do it, you probably wouldn't be doing it.
You were wrong. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, for sure.
So once you go in blind and you've invested so much into it, it ain't no choice. It's like,
Sure. I'm in it.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too, like, for me, I'm very spiritual. My mom had me in church forever. My dad had me in church. Like, that's rooted in my heart. And my biggest belief is that, like, if I do the work, if I'm doing things with good intentions and I'm exerting like real effort and energy, it will be rewarded.
For
like
sure.
You can't run from that. Like that's like universal, that's spiritual, is going to be rewarded. The problem is, and what you saying is like people think it's supposed to be rewarded from here at this time. Like
instant gratification.
You don't know when it's gonna be rewarded, and you don't know where it's gonna come from.
Right.
Just have that awareness that it is coming, and that you already earned it. I think I always operate with an understanding that like the stuff I just did, that effort I just exerted, and that prayer intentions I had, like that's gonna show up, and it always show up. And I also don't have no expectations of where. Because soon as you put that expectations on, man, I did this, and then this supposed to happen. Now when that don't happen, you upset with the person that didn't give it to you or the entity that didn't give it to you.
Yeah.
And now you blocking your blessings. But if you do the thing and you don't have expectations on where it's going to come from and you just know it's coming, then it's going to show up from your auntie who ain't got nothing to do with what you did and was like, I know that's so dope. I wanted to connect you to this person. And my life has been full of like, I don't know where these blessings are going to come from, but I know I did what I was supposed to do on my end, and I'm trusting that that it will be rewarded, and it's always rewarded.
Man, that's crazy.
For sure.
Flat out. It's written, though.
It's written.
Now, I'm finna tap in to mamas across the country.
Okay.
The kids.
Okay.
How my baby gonna get paid?
For sure.
How my baby gonna get equity in these profits?
For sure. Man, look, if they come to Dream Builders, they rich already, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Straight up.
If they come, look, it ain't no
Straight up.
Like, and exaggerating on the rich, but they eating, bro. Like, so they make in between $15 to $20 an hour when they work with us, right?
Right.
And that's anytime they show up. So for any time if you see a student around me, they getting money in that moment, period. If you see a student around Hump, they getting money in that, like it's just, that's what Dream Builders is. You are employed when you're on site, whenever you're working. So they get in at $15 to $20 an hour. They also, like, whenever we sell a property, we share revenue. So like, we make so money off a property, we then, like, if a student need to go to school, like, we got some scholarship dollars for you. You can use it out of that. If you need to get a vehicle, like, we could potentially put down a down payment with some of that dollars. If you needed to get tools or equipment for work, any of that, that is all allotted from when we sell properties. They get parts of that revenue.
Okay.
Outside of that, they also are journaling every day.
Yeah.
So every student that work with Dream Builders, they required to like write down their experiences. We then make that into a book, and they got 100% ownership of that. So when we do these book signings, like we just had a book signing / fashion show, we had maybe 200, 300 people come to that book signing.
I saw that.
Man, it was crazy.
Wow.
Every dollar that was made through that door went directly to the students.
Yeah, I wasn't here. I would have pulled up.
Man, you would have loved it, bro. Like it was a movie, bro. It was a movie, and so that's another avenue that they getting money. They getting money from their books. They getting money from the selling of the property. They getting money from actually just working with us, the hourly wages. Then we got House of Vision. It's a retail store. We got screen printing, embroidery, DTF. So
where is it at?
North City, man, 2707 14th Street. If you know where Crown Candy is right. Is right down the street from Crown Candy. But the students, they, again, are employed there so they can work there and make money, but they also can create their own products and sell it directly to consumer.
Yeah.
So you can go in there, don't spend no money. use the embroidery, use the screen printing, use the DTF, create your own products, and then be able to sell it directly to consumers. So they getting the book publishing money, they getting money from the store, they getting money from just employment, and they getting money from the real estate projects. And I ain't even done yet. We also have a chess program where we teach young people how to play chess.
I just learned how to play chess, man. I told Kenny Mo that because I know he be playing chess.
You know I won't smoke with you now. Like, I got to play everybody
I don't know how to play.
I'm going to get you right, too.
Yeah, get me right, and then, you know what I'm saying, I'll whoop your ass the proper way.
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
Say less.
Just know, I study when I ain't studying.
So
when I ain't with you, I'm gonna be on my game
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Kenny already know what's gonna happen. Kenny know you going in the black book, bro. I write the names. All my victims go in the book. You going in the book. Kenny will tell you. Dog. Look, Kenny put them in the books too. He put them in the books. We put them in the books. I'm sorry.
Straight up.
We'll definitely play. And I love the game, and I'll definitely share any information I got about it because it's addictive. It's a beautiful game. It locks you in on focus and strategy and tactics. Like you move different when you get good at chess. But our students make $30 an hour when they teach chess. So we have them in the Riverview Garden School District teaching chess, and they get $30 an hour to teach chess. So it's it's something that it's again going back to the students. If they are a part of Dream Builders, they will eat, and not only will they eat, they'll be connected to another 130 young people that's super on point that they can network and partner with. And then they got access to all of us. They got access to Jessica and Colin, who do all of the construction, to Nikki, who do all of the ops, and she's the plug for this nonprofit world. Dr. Kendall Ware, who does all of the programming. You need to have all of these people on the show.
Right.
Kendall also he wrote a math textbook, bro. So like the students get dude cold, and then Kevin who leads the entire House of Vision store. So like they get access to all of us. And they blessed, bro. Like they really do have a different life. The students got a different life.
It sounds on the bottom at the root of it, right? All these things that these kids are learning. First of all, they're getting paid to learn the trade, basically.
Sure.
I don't know nobody who's gonna pay you to learn. You know what I'm saying? That's different all the way. Sure. But these kids are learning their true power so early. They will never be able to work at a McDonald's.
For sure.
They will never be able to work a 9 to 5. It's not gonna compute with them. It's not gonna make sense to them.
Sure. I agree. I think they're going to understand what ownership is. I think they're going to understand that the value of, like, you being able to have your own product or have your own skill set to make money. They're going to have that times 10. I do think it's still some value. I think they still young enough to where working, they shouldn't run from that. So any of them watching this, like, use that job again, like we talked about earlier, like use that to do those things, like to create your own thing. But they know the end goal. That's what I would say. Yeah. Our students have a full understanding of like where they trying to get to because they see it already, and now they got to navigate that till they can get to that point. And I think, man, it's super special. And I don't even want to go any further without saying how much they impact all of our lives. Like,
right.
Ain't no way I'd be where I am today if I wasn't learning and gathering all this information from how dope they are and how inspiring they is, man.
Straight up. Shout out to them.
Cold. Our students is on point, bro. Like,
straight up.
They between 16 and 24. Some of them is older than that now because we've been doing it for a while. And they out here getting money, bro, in real life. Like outside of Dream Builders, a lot of them has figured it out. Like they doing their own properties.
Yeah.
One of the young people is now a dentist. Dude is a doctor that's finna be donating to us. So
what?
Like, yeah, it's different.
That's
bro.
crazy.
It's different.
That's crazy, man.
Shout out to Rod too, Dr. Rod Jordan, man.
Okay.
See you, big dog.
He a dentist. That's crazy. Okay. So Hyde Park, I was going to ask you why Hyde Park, but I know why Hyde Park now because you grew up there. People tend to not want to invest in disenfranchised areas because they feel like the houses are not going to sell.
For sure.
Or if they do, then it's just a Section 8 move. You know what I'm saying? Why? I feel like you have a different take on that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So one, we are doing 50 properties. Like our goal is to do 25 rehabs and 25 free home repairs for seniors. So that impact alone is going to raise the value of the other houses. Now,
Right.
when you buy one singular house in a tough neighborhood, it takes a little bit of time for you to be able to see that equity increase for you to actually be able to make like profits from it.
Okay.
When you are doing multiple houses at one time and also having a campaign around the neighborhood on how it's about to change, then you see those dollars go up more. And for us, like with the properties that we sold in Hyde Park, as soon as they hit the market, they sell. And a lot of times people, that's what the myth was. It's like, man, nobody want to move in them neighborhoods. Nobody want to buy houses in those communities. And we are proving and showing every single time that, like, you just got to have the inventory. Like, you got to have the stock of beautiful houses. If you got the stock of beautiful houses, people want to come back. Like, these houses are 2,500 square feet.
Yeah, they huge.
They huge. They beautiful. They brick structures. Like, all of that hardwood and spiral steps and all of the cool stuff is all surrounded around North City and especially in Hyde Park. That, like, you just gotta invest. Like, once you invest the dollars, people come, and we've been seeing that every single time when we sell a house. We even been seeing it with those current residents, the folks that we done those home repairs for. It's like these houses are beautiful. Like, they have all of the character that's needed. They just need the investment. So I wouldn't run from neighborhoods that are up and coming, like neighborhoods that people are talking about, people are investing in, because that's where you get real money. If you buy a dream builder house. I'm gonna tell anybody right now, if you are young, it don't even matter what age. If you black or brown, for sure, it's something special about purchasing a dream builder house. We invest a lot of money into these properties, so that means you got new everything from the plumbing to the HVAC to the roof. Electric is all brand
everything
new.
gutted out.
Everything is gutted out.
From the 2x4s.
Man, from everything.
To the shingles.
And you're going to get a price point that's way below market for that house.
Okay.
So if we done spend $300,000 on a rehab, we might sell it for $170,000, $180,000. So imagine when that neighborhood get crazy.
That's crazy.
Imagine how much equity you're going to have in that house when the neighborhood gets to where it's supposed to be if you bought it at that $170,000 that we selling it for. So, like, I always encourage, like, people, if they smart, if we can get and not to say that people are smart, because everybody, doing their thing. Yeah. But, like, it would be a nice strategy for young, dope people to grab these houses in these neighborhoods, especially when they've been done by folks like Dream Builders who's putting a lot of money into these properties and not looking to make profit. Like, he's just looking to, like, put a really good product out. So, man, I think what we doing is intentional. It's not. I wouldn't tell the normal investor to do it, because we're not doing it to invest. It's more about we trying to see a change in the neighborhood. But what we also are doing is encouraging other investors to tag along. So, like, come in a Hyde Park neighborhood, engage with the community, get to know the neighborhood association, do those rehabs, because we created a market. Every time we sell a house, the value of the houses go up and up and up. So if you are an investor and you buy and rehab a house, you're likely going to start making profits now.
Right. And then in the Hyde Park area close, they built a new hospital, man.
They did. They
I heard it's closed down, though.
Look, man, I don't get in none of that. You know what I mean?
I don't know what happened. I heard. I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? It's brand new, though. They definitely going to open it back up. Whoever opened it and didn't open it for it to be closed, it's going to open back up. But the property value trust me, a square 5 to 10 miles is going to rise in the next 10 to 15 years. Trust me. Because they're just not going to build no hospital without putting no Quick Trip over there, without putting them restaurants over there, without putting a business strip over there where AT&T and Dunkin' Donuts can open. Like, it's all a development. So if you catch the early developments, then you good.
That's the smartest thing you could do. Because it's happening. Like, you can kind of predict that this is where activity is coming. Yeah. So, like, I would get there. I think it's gold. I think Hyde Park is the place to be. Super thankful we there. Super thankful for me already having great relationships and family and friends in that neighborhood. So it make it super easy. But nah, that's the spot, bro. Those houses are gorgeous. They very similar to a Soulard or a Lafayette Square. They just need the investment. Yeah. And we out there doing it. And it's dope because, like, Habitat for Humanity is now over there. Gateway Global is now over in that neighborhood. You got SLDCs now, like that's a focal point for them. You got We Power, it's a focal point for them. It's so many people that are truly invested into that neighborhood that you can only imagine what's going to happen in the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, and you help the community that's already there
For sure.
by helping them build. You said new bathrooms, new kitchen, all that type of stuff.
Sure.
It secures their feelings as far as gentrification, because when the other people come in, they just gonna put you out, or they gonna buy you out.
Now, Mac, you cold, bro. That's exactly.
You know what I'm
like,
saying? But you know it's not gentrification when I say, look, I'm gonna fix this bathroom for you for free.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? We gonna stop this leak in your basement for free.
Man, Mac, you right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like they on your side.
For sure.
They like, okay, these people that's moving over here, they not playing. They helping me for the free ski.
For the free ski.
I ain't even had to call them.
You ain't even had to. We found you. We came to you.
It's like when snow hit the ground and little dudes just show up at your door. They don't show up like they used to. Y'all need to get your hustle about yourself.
Yeah, they need to get their hustle back for sure.
Yeah. Before we leave, please tell the parents of the youth how to get involved with the Dream Builders for Equity.
For sure, man. You can reach out to me again. My social media is Michael Woods 50 on IG. Mike Woods on Facebook. And then also you can reach out to any Dream Builder page, Dream Builders for Equity, and we'll have a application. You fill out the information, and then we'll interview your child, man. It's definitely a dope place to be. They'll be around a bunch of young, brilliant go-getters, hustlers, bosses, really. Like, I think that's what make people really the students buy into the program, because they not, like, in a normal program. They actually have ownership.
Right.
They actually are bosses. They actually get to have some say and create their own products and things of that nature. So, no, it'll be dope. They'll definitely love it, and we'll definitely support them for sure.
Okay, so there's no grade requirement for high schoolers? No,
none of that.
No red tape that they got to go through. Just get in touch with you.
16 to 24. If you live in St. Louis City or North County, you good to go. You got to do the interview. You got to put in the work. Like, you can't skip a step. Like, as long as you do the interview, as long as you complete the application, and you show up to do the payroll and all of that, you can slide through.
What's in the interview? What y'all ask them in the interview?
Man, we gonna psychological. We gonna hit them with that psychological. But nah, it's not a fail or pass type of thing. It's just like, we want to know how we can better serve you, how we can better support you. So we just trying to figure out what you like. We really cater to the students. Like, each cohort of young people, we trying to figure out what they interested in, and then we create programming around that to make sure that they get to be the best versions of themselves.
It's a very good thing, because it's a very hard thing for people to find out, one, what their gift is, and two, it's hard for them to find out how to monetize it and grow it the right way.
Facts. That's the way you help. Like, that's it. That's the secret sauce. Is you can help point them to their purpose, help point them to the thing that they love and admire, and that takes exposure. So, like, you got to show them everything. They got to meet people like you. They got to meet people like me. They got to meet people like Neil. And once they have that access and that exposure, then they can kind of pick, like, what resonate the most with them. And that's our job, to now give them the resources, give them the access to be able to do those things. But it really do start with, like, hey, you got to find out what you love, and we gotta expose them to it.
Yeah, I got a cousin that used to draw hella good back in the day. Shout out to my nigga Allen, man. He tattoo now.
Exactly.
And that's like,
yep,
that's the transition.
Facts.
And then, like, with art, like, I still got to give me an art dog piece, but, like, she incredible, bro.
Cold.
Flat out.
Riverview. Man,
and she attacked.
Riverview, bro.
Look, it ain't cheap, cuz.
Yeah.
Flat out. It's real art.
You should pay.
And it's from her soul.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay. I'm going to give me what, I'm telling you, I'm going to spend $500 on one.
For sure.
Like I told her, I got to save up.
For sure. Man, that's what it's about. Man,
Straight up.
Look, it's the right thing. That's what's gonna be. It's gonna increase in value. It's
yeah.
It adds to your house. It bring energy to your crib. Whenever I buy art, I see you got dope art over here. But, like, whenever, art. So, like, that add energy to your crib. It's a great investment, man.
Oh, yeah.
I always rock with art for sure.
Yeah, I always mess with my peoples, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get you a pair of wavy Waynes, my guy.
Okay.
314 day coming up, man. Please be careful. To my YNs, stop the violence. Please just chill that day.
Let's chill.
Let the kids play in the fire hydrant. It's warming up. You know what I'm saying? Let the people at the store be at the store.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way, get money. You know what I'm saying? Get with you something soft. If that's what's gonna keep you out of trouble, then you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Michael Woods, man, I appreciate you coming, man.
Bro, Mac, I appreciate you, buddy. For sure, man.
I'm definitely gonna I ain't gonna get no quick trip, but I'm definitely gonna send you something.
sure. Nah,
Because
I
I appreciate you coming, man.
Man, I'm happy
Straight
to
up.
be here, bro. It's an honor. No lie, bro. It's an honor, man.
The next one I'm gonna come to Chicago. I want to do one in Chicago.
Pull up on me in Chicago for sure.
I want to pull up on you in Chicago.
But I do want to give you your flowers, bro. It's an honor to do this, man. Like, quality means a lot to me. I know this thorough. You do it in a very thorough way, man. And I know that, like, even the people that you interview is super quality. So, like, being here is an honor, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Sure.
Michael Woods, make sure you follow him. If you a mama and you got, a son that needs something to do, hey, Dream Builders help him find out what he love to do.
And we got young women, too. So it's not
Young
just
women.
for men. Young men and young women. Yeah,
Okay.
For sure.
I'm gonna get involved, man.
For sure.
Straight up. I don't know. We gonna rap.
For sure.
Flat out. Y'all be good.
Appreciate y'all.
Elaborate.